Hi, my name's Richard Lavelle, and today I'm going to give you a brief overview on the FoxT Reporting Manager. This is the software that we use to produce a variety of different reports. These include configuration reports on what exists, users, hosts, etc. within the FoxT enterprise. It produces reports on the audit logs, so you can track what users have and haven't done. And it has a series of compliance reports, PCI, HIPAA, etc. It is accessed via a browser, so the first thing we do is open up the browser, browse to the report manager, and then log in. When you first log in, it brings up a screen, gives you the server status, and it shows you some recent reports that you've run. This will include any scheduled reports that have been run, and if you just want to go and see a report that you've already run, you select the report, and click. That brings up into another tab. That will bring up the report. So the left hand side has a series of navigation bars. The left hand side has a navigation bar. The two key ones we're interested in today are going to be the reports, which gives you all the different reports available to you, and a navigation which covers a couple of different areas. The ones we'll be interested in here will be the schedule. So if we want to run a report that already exists, we have a series of reports here. We have the box objects. These are essentially the configuration reports of what objects exist in the environment, such as users, user class, hosts, host groups. Audit logs and audit graphs speak for themselves. Access controls, these are reports that show the access routes that have been put into the system, what users, what user groups can access what host groups, etc. And then a series of compliance reports. These are pre-configured reports that show that enable you to meet different compliance regimes. If we start briefly with a box object, so we select the box object reports. If I select a report, user listing, there are a number of options available here, showing different properties, the access rights, etc. But the ones we're going to be using is the quick run. There are no options no parameters for this report other than the domain. The report manager will run multiple Fox domains. We'll select the domain Fox demo, click run, and there's the report, all available for you to look at, etc. As you can see, there are a number of different things you can look at. You can look at host detailed listing. So lift a quick run. Again, no parameters, off we go. This gives a detail of the host, some of the information, IP address, etc. If we look at the access controls, start with the access control user class. I want to see who or has access to a particular host. We select quick run again. This time there are parameters, so I want to do a search. Let's filter the choice of hosts I can look at. Okay, so I've got a number of different Fox hosts. Let's have a look at the Fox report manager and see who has user access to that. And here we go. User class. So this is any users in the user class AD user. These are the access routes that control what protocols and what services they can use when they access it. What time, in this case 7 days a week, 24 hours a day. But also modified. So for example here, KS log equals 1 means that if a user within the user class AD user accesses the report manager and runs su exec, then keystroke logging is turned on. There are similar reports specifically for different users. So let's see what hosts are accessible by a user. Again, this is we want to filter out of the different users that are available on the system. Okay, we'll select user Dan. And this is user Dan's access. He can access these 3 hosts. These are the different rules, different protocols, etc. And these are any of the different modifiers. The audit logs are pretty standard. Interesting, useful one here obviously would be something like inactive users. Put in the time period that we're interested in. Let's go back to the start of the year. And this user has not done any activity within the Fox environment since the start of the year. Obviously this is the sort of report you're going to want to run so that you can spot where your processes may have fallen down and people who've left have not yet been taken out of the system, deprovisioned. All logs, this will be a fairly long one, so what we do here is run it in the background. I won't filter it down any, but we'll set that off to run in the background and we'll come back and look at that later on. The compliance reports we have here: CIP, HIPAA, PCI and SOX. If we click on PCI for example, number of different reports and the PCI sections that they are either specifically referred to, section 10 of PCI being the section that covers monitoring, so you need to be able to monitor these activities, but other sections where the reports help show some of help you to show to the auditors that you are meeting your requirements and you are monitoring it. So for example, let's list the host list. The section PCI, here's our list of hosts that we're interested in that we're covering. Failed admin logs. The usual sort of audit logs that you need. So if I want to schedule a report, the easiest way is to select the report, select the inactive users, and schedule the report. Gives me a name. How often do I want to recur? Okay, I'd like this to run weekly on the Friday of every week. Run at 1400 in my time zone. And I want to publish it, so it will go into a folder. Will be deeply original with the file name, but we put in a timestamp which will give us tell us the date, add it on, and you can look at this report up to a month. You have a choice of how you want to save it. I save it in this case as HTML. Are we happy with everything? Yes. Let's preview it. Let's save the report. Oh, no activity since. So this is a report that has a parameter, so we need to enter the parameter. There you go, one scheduled report. So let's have a look now at those reports that we ran earlier. If you go to navigation, click my reports, it gives you a list of the reports that you've run, recent reports, pending reports, etc. So I have no pending reports. If we go through, these are different reports that we've run. So even though I've run the reports and moved off, I can now go back and have a look at them if I wish. And in particular, let's have a look at the one we ran in the background. We can see it as CSV file, as a PDF, or as an HTML document. And here we go. As you can see, we've got a fair few pages. Go through to the end. This is a big report, but we can now go and look at our report that we've run in the background. Again, I say, if we wish, we could have run it both. We could have run it as HTML or as PDF. And that's it. Hopefully, that's given you a brief feeling for how Report Manager works and how you can get at the reports in it.